presentation that Bob Barnes gave, he gave a lot of scenarios and examples of his own children, and I can internalize a lot of those. I have two high school students, teenagers, and a lot of the scenarios that he brought up or the things that he talked about, although his children I think are grown in the 20s or early 30s, these were experiences that I am having right now. And I thought a lot of the suggestions he came up with on how to teach your children about responsibility, how to teach your children about what it's like to be a grown-up and be accountable, were still just as viable now as they probably were 15 years ago when he used them.
He was excellent in just being practical about life and what would make them successful later in life, to be respectful, to honor the person in charge, your boss or your teacher. And his ways of teaching that, they were just so natural and creative. And I just think as a parent, sometimes we don't ask, we're scared to hear or do it because they might lose it, but it's just practical ways of parenting that can help them in their lives now better than later, to just prepare them.
I felt that Dr. Barnes' presentation really helped focus me as a parent. Oftentimes I get very frustrated when I'm trying to teach my child responsibility and to be more disciplined. However, when he shared some tips with us regarding the ICE method, which I thought was very interesting. It stands for instruction, consequence, and exercise, ICE. And so what I did was immediately I went home and started using the ICE method on my daughter.
One of the great things that I took from him was his straightforward approach, and being an administrator in a high school, he really related to a lot of the students that I deal with on a daily basis, not only the students but the parents, and felt that, whether it was taking out the garbage or getting them chores to do, can also relate to school. You have to do certain things to do well in school. If you don't do it, there's going to be a penalty for that. And I think nowadays, a lot of times there is no penalties. And he said, there has to be a penalty. Very straightforward, very black and white. And to be honest with you, I thought it was a great approach to how today's teenagers need to be approached, because that's how I was approached back when I was in high school. I liked him. He was sounded a lot like my dad, like my mom, but to be honest with you, very, very, very good.
I just thought it was a great presentation, and I look forward to possibly them bringing him back again.
I felt that Dr. Bob Barnes' presentation was wonderful. I walked away from the seminar feeling empowered as a parent.
Bob Barnes was just a great role model for parents all over America, and we were really fortunate here in Cumberland County to have him come and speak. I felt like he was like a really famous guy on parenting, and my husband and I went, and I felt really honored that Cumberland County would bring somebody here for us to have this great resource.